the things about
Or
Dahak.
Afterlife, I guess,
Yeah.
still could do it too.
Yeah.
And he did play the bounty, so.
He did play, yeah, that was first pick previously.
That's a good question. I still think I agree. Just it's better middle. That hero just is better middle.
I guess we've kind of determined that Puck really bodies the Pango.
Yes.
But is it worth going for Puck in the first phase? Is it that good?
I don't think so.
Grimstrike bodies Pango too.
Also pretty good. Maybe a Dreamstroke Doom kind of combo.
I don't think you take either. Right? There's no way they're gonna ban like a Grimstroke Puck second phase, right? Like if you're gonna take a counter,
I think
Puck
you
will
can.
Yeah.
This phase, because I think Puck is actually that good. They also can't pick them Puck themselves now if that for some reason is on their mind, just because the Ember Spirit's there.
I'm always a fan of Nature's Prophet. Just does so well in lanes. We just don't see it as much anymore because it's banned.
So Ember was one of the ones that they've kind of used a lot in the past. Big hero that they just try and rely on. I don't know, it feels like almost like a crutch hero, right? Where you try and put your whole game around it. But he's super mobile, gets across the map, working in the global presence of a Nature's Prophet. We'll see if they can put that together. I don't know necessarily what kind of flexibility they'd have. I'm going to guess they're willing to put it in the mid and the safe lane. If you're picking this early, that kind of has to be the case.
Yeah.
Don't really have a choice.
I like it more, too, if you do put it middle, right? Because the Leshrac versus Viper, pretty much, they just sat middle. I think with an Ember, right, you want to control the runes, which means you'll move to other lanes, which I think it's just helpful. I think playing 3 lanes instead of, 1-1-1, you're just playing all 3 combined is a lot better.
And you can play versus the Pango, which is fine. I mean, that's one of the things about Pango is that you can put most heroes mid and do okay.
Yeah. I would not mind. I think you just take your FNG hero.
I think if they like Nyx, this is a really good Nyx game. Because you're against Nature's Prophet and Ember Spirit. These are two of the best heroes that I would want to pick Nyx into.
Yep, nice.
There it is.
It's so sweet.
This verse, like, literally it could be 4 heroes that don't matter and then Ember, and it's still a good hero. Like, he actually just owns that hero so hard.
And he was banned out in the first game.
First phase, yeah.
First phase. It's curious that they pick Ember knowing that that there will probably be an Nyx.
Did they ban it, Boom ID? Cause
yeah. Boom ID banned it.
Southeast has really been into Nyx Assassin in the past, 4 months, honestly. They've rated it a lot higher than all the other regions.
They even longer than that.
Yeah,
and
I think they love that hero. Yeah.
Sorry, they banned out the Nyx in his reply. There was also an Ember ban on the side of Gambit.
Oh, okay.
True, yeah,
Makes
so we
sense.
kind of have that interaction already going, yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, we're going to lose our booster hero in the Magnus, because before it was PA, now it's just Ember. Same logic. The other one is Darkseer, but you already have a Nyx Assassin, so I don't think you're going to be that worried about that, honestly. Nyx would be having the greatest game ever if you got to get to play against NP, Ember, and Darkseer.
That feels pretty nice. They've been out of mag. If you're Boom ID, what do you focus on? You focused on FNG in the first phase, but I don't think you keep banning out those type of heroes. I think honestly, banning Leshrac here is not a bad idea. Oh, that Gambit already banned him. My bad, yeah. That's smart. That's their best hero by far.
Should you still be worried about a Morphling?
I feel like I'd ban like a Lion or something, honestly. Yeah, maybe I want to focus on the cores, but I'm just thinking like Nyx and Lion are such a sweet support duo because you just Vendetta and you like smoke the 2 up together. It's instant kills, and then you have a Hex versus the Ember, but it's also one of the shorter range ones. You can't get the Shadow Shaman with his cast range talent and the Aether Lens because he's already banned, but it's true. It's probably better to focus on FN and reduce his pool at this point.
I think that or just ban Visage again.
Or
like, I know with Pango and Nyx, it's like, oh, well, they don't have that much push. They don't have that much 5-mana, honestly, but just how they play the hero. Maybe not, though.
That's
with
good
Nyx Pango, yeah.
Some super flex heroes in the Doom. He can build so many different items. He can just grab different creeps, really adjust based on what you end up picking later on in your draft. And, well, the Yang heroes. Sad FBZ.
And he did. He had that nice solo kill in the first game, but you just didn't really feel his impact. It felt like a lot of his ultis, too, were like a second or so off. Like, they're just a little bit late, I noticed.
And he was forced to use them to defend himself rather than to use them for his team, either to initiate or to get out.
They're hard versus Shaker, too, right?
Yes.
It's you never know. If he fishers you, you don't know who's back there. Like, it's so long range. Like, do I pop it immediately? And then you get permastun. You're like, guess I should have.
Yeah.
And even there was ones where he did pop it in time, and then he still got locked down because there's just so much. It was just so much lockdown on the other side.
Oh.
Man, Nyx actually makes so many heroes like unpickable. You start thinking about things like ET, and you're like, nah, I don't really feel like playing that versus Nyx Assassin. I don't really care. It's kind of like Doom, where like you can't really have that mindset, or else you're just never gonna pick a single hero.
Talk to me about the Jakiro ban.
It's something that FNG plays a lot. It's one of his like most played heroes, and it's fully protected because they already have the Nyx Assassin, so there's no way It just like it looks good, and it follows up after Vendetta.
And right, it's like the quickest paced 5 in the game.
Yeah.
And it can solo push towers, which is pretty nuts, right? We
And
talked about why
Shaman's already
Rasta is
banned.
good.
Yeah.
Now they go Phoenix. So is this okay? Never mind.
That is a little
A lot of
different.
team fight already. Like, right? You look at you got a Nature's Prophet Tiny Ember versus a Pango, and just that is a lot of team fight on Gambit. That's what made me nervous, right? They've been focusing more on these pushes, and now they just kind of switch it up. They don't have any tower hitters now, but you just hit towers after every hero's dead.
So now we get our one last pick. So they get to see these 3 heroes, and we want to keep that flexibility between the Ember being mid or safe. And they're just going to go right for the Beastmaster.
Makes all your heroes a natural egg hitter now. Instead of going for, I was thinking maybe something like a troll, but I'm fine with Beast.
So they had a ton to work with here at this point, right? Like, because they had the Prophet could be supporter core, the Tiny could have been supporter core, but now we've kind of locked into a 5 Prophet, 4 Tiny. I guess not necessarily. This could still end up being like a mid Tiny.
I think
It's
Eh.
fine. More than
yeah,
likely,
yeah.
of course, it's position 4.
Do they have tools to deal with the supernova?
They have an inner Beast.
They got
aura.
Beast, yeah.
That's enough?
Ew, they're going to hope.
They have a range support and the Prophet who's going to be right-clicking a lot too.
And they still their last pick carry, right? Like a lot of the carries, like Troll, even Ursa Ursa got
Troll
banned
is
out.
still
Sorry,
in.
but
Well,
Troll,
what the hell, Lifestealer's in this whole.
Yeah.
Wait, was he in the last draft too?
he was.
Yeah, they
Lifestealer's
just
only been
ignored him.
What?
No.
Whom?
Yeah, I think-
Lifestealer. He
I
look
don't know
okay
what
here. He kind of looks all right here.
Then the problem is you do have 4 melee heroes in Nature's Prophet versus a Phoenix.
Oh, it's so much fun.
And now you can't now. You'd have 4 melee heroes versus OD Phoenix. This is looking rough already for Boom ID. I love their draft last game,
Just
but
need
this
a
one,
Timber Saw. And
Yeah.
we'll be good to go.
oh man, what do they pick? Because Boom ID actually, I feel, has the faster draft, a lot faster than Gambit this game. But Gambit has team fight.
And how they can
don't
hold
see.
high ground for ages.
Yep.
They're fine with that as well.
The swashbuckle plus Phoenix spam is actually just unbearable.
So if you're Boom ID, there's 2 options, right? Either you double down on playing this fast
Just
starter
go all
game,
in, yeah.
or you pick yourself something that gives more of a late game insurance policy. In which case, they're kind of locked in for the Ember mid, Tiny, and Nature Prophet support.
I think you have to go
And
all
then-
in.
Yeah, because the support duo, it's not like they can survive. Like, how good are they early? Like, how can they? Are they good at the lanes?
Oh, they banned Drow instead of Jug? And
They take
pick
the troll in.
I guess that makes it harder to pick the Jug. But like Jug really fits what Boom ID want to do. Like it gives you spin versus the egg. It lets you actually abuse your faster lineup. It works well with the Inner Beast. I mean, I know the game looks hard. I'm probably still just picking Jug and rolling with it if I'm Boom ID, honestly.
Yeah.
Just go for the 25-minute, like 25-minute, get the
Yeah.
Roche, get the push, because Gambit they switched it up a little bit. I love that they went for this like giant team fight.
The other option is that they take the Lifestealer themselves, but then you're picking Lifestealer into Troll. But Jug has a lot of the same problems, but at least Jug has the Omni Slash to work with.
It doesn't feel like you actually are so all in this Inner Beast trying to kill the egg, because none of like the cores you said are that great now. What are they thinking?
I mean, they can go greedier if they want with like some big carry.
Ooh.
Okay, so safe lane Ember, mid SF.
I am curious. I guess SF does do, I mean, obviously with the early levels of Astral, the cast range is pure garbage, but can SF do it? I mean, this is a Gambit lineup on Boom ID, right? You just are super fast paced. If Boom ID wins all 3 of their lanes, I think they'll stomp this. But if they even lose, if Troll just gets any sort of free farm, I think they'll be able to hold, right? With the Phoenix, the Swashbuckle, all that, and the Troll will just eventually get too fat for this team. I think there is a point where Troll gets too fat.
It's also, the Beastmaster picked into the Nyx Assassin makes you kind of worried about like trying to plant yourself in a lane. Because they definitely have kill potential, right? You get Vendetta underneath you and you're trying to play this Beastmaster where you're just sending out Hawks to like scout anybody, and the Nyx Assassin just suddenly appears on you.
You
And
just get a
kills you.
+1, next +1, and you're done. Yeah.
An
Like
Immersion Nyx Assassin is one of his staples.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think, oh man, I think this might just be a super Gambit favorite. I think early game you are going to see Boom ID doing well. Like we did last game.
Yeah.
They have the lineup to do that, but if they don't win all 3 of their lanes, the Troll will just eventually go to the jungle, hit level 20 with a BKB, and Radiant unless he gets roared amazingly, they're going to lose.
They need like some Velo or Tiny level plays happening
Yeah,
right
he
here
did
on.
yeah.
Velo made that
Full
hero look
pressure.
legit, honestly.
Yes.
And I think Tiny's been nerfed so much that it's shocking that people still make it look like an okay support here. And maybe they can do it again. I am going to favor Gambit as well. Looks
All
like
right.
just based off the heroes and the
Well,
players.
let's find out what is going to happen here in the second game of the series with Lyrical and Fog.
Thanks, Shaver. And yes, we got game number 2. It's happening, Fogged.
Yeah.
It feels like the panel is kind of digging this Gambit draft. They're going to need some shenanigans,
Yeah.
it feels like.
The Nyx Assassin in the first 2 does feel really, really good, right? Even you were saying it too. You're
Yeah.
like, oh god, there's a Nature's Prophet Ember and there's a Nyx right now. So he's got great options to just pick off for that one. You know, Spike Carapace versus the Ember when he's Flame Guard pushing in Nature's Prophet. You'll probably get caught eventually a couple times. I was curious to see if they'd actually do this trick that I saw OG doing since they picked the Beastmaster Tiny. You actually send your Hawk onto the high ground and you get toss level 1 on Tiny and you can toss your range creep onto that high ground. They actually didn't. He actually just straight went for the tree throw. I actually don't like the tree throw build, the tree grab build at all on support Tiny. I feel like you need to actually just be maxing your Q and your W, like exactly what we saw them doing in the other games that we saw, especially Valor playing it. He just didn't touch tree grab.
Yeah,
So
until like
4-4.
level 9 or 10 or something crazy like that, it felt like.
Yeah, it's gotten nerfed a lot of times, and it's harder to actually harass with it. The toss back is a big play that actually come out from the Tiny. And also, they could have done the Hawk thing.
Right.
They probably don't know about the Hawk thing because it's very particular. I saw it OG do it like one game, and they did it with Magnus and with the Hawk. So bounties, Immersion will get that one. So and also the
Yes, they get
Afterlife
3 on
Planet.
Gambit. A good start. Yeah, that's sort of a tough thing because it not only cripples your ability to do that play early on, but also, as you were talking about, your ability to be as effective in the sort of mid-game stages. You're just not going to have as much damage as you would otherwise.
in lane you can bully. In lane, like it's pretty decent to do that kind of thing, but
Right.
yeah, it really starts to be a problem when you don't have the extra damage that comes out
And I
from your
guess
position 4.
that in a way you talk about, you know, what it is that the panel was mentioning we need to have happen in this game. Boom ID need to win all of their lanes. Maybe they're hoping that this is the sort of mix-up that they need to make it happen. But as we can see already, Phoenix doing a good job of sort of harassing back the Tiny as well.
Yeah. Double melee versus double ranged, so they should have an okay time up here on Gambit. Mid lane, FN should be okay, but SF also can do just fine. He actually went for raises level 1. Seen this matchup go both ways, but levels build up and OD's astral range becomes pretty annoying for SFs anyway. And it's just like you can just set up for rotations, and that's the fear for the SF. So you get astral, the TP comes out, and you're just dead.
Yeah. Now, taking those raises early on, obviously can sort of secure himself the early farm and has a couple mangoes in hand as well.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep on seeing sort of tree grab shenanigans. As speaking of which, Immersion moves in, kills off a little treant there, and is going to keep the creep wave around for the second round of it.
Yep. That creep manipulation that we love so much, and that gives Afterlife in a 1v1 versus the Ember Spirit, which he's perfectly fine with, has a great animation.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
And he's just going to keep poking him, you know, some lucky shot procs, of course, our favorite spell.
It's actually insane how good it is.
It really is. And I remember, the nerf, too, is like, it's kind of funny, because like the illusion thing, you know, but it was just a 5% slow nerf. It's still the silence and the disarm that it applies
Right.
for that extended duration.
I was talking with Trent about it too, and he was saying that he felt like in certain ways that it not working on illusions is kind of a buff now. Because like Terrorblades or like Shadow Demons, they would imprison the Pango and then he would like silence himself or something.
Hey, that's a good point. Yeah, that's really true.
It's like you're very rarely building Manta on it anyways.
Yeah.
But anyways, kind of an interesting little thing there. Is Fervian going to get hit by the Spike Carapace, and they're going to back out afterwards. Impale connects. Need to be careful. Is he getting lucky with his shots? Silence down as well, but there is no more follow-up there. Don't want to eat through those tangos.
I still got still got a couple stick charges and stuff, so. Yeah, Troll getting full free farm, OD also getting full free farm. Uh-oh. I mean, Boom ID.
I mean, it's always bad when you say that the key to winning the game is them winning the lanes, and then the last hit Sinai's looks like this.
Yeah. It's just that they're putting the pressure on, too, onto Fervian in the bottom lane.
Yeah.
It's not all bad. It's just the mid one is the one that I'm concerned about. It's 9 and 4, but FN has 8 denies already. And now he's level 4, and that's level 4 is when you become that much stronger versus a Shadow Fiend.
Right.
So high base damage, 72. 74 versus the 73 of the Shadow Fiend, so OD even has more.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not all terrible because Shadow Fiend can head out to the jungle afterwards and make moves in that fashion, but likewise, you don't want to have that happen too early on, as the Hawk is going to get tossed back here. BZ starting to do a bit of damage there. They also have the Fire Spirits out, and with an Avalanche, not really all that much damage.
No. It also really helps FN that he does have that mid ward in this game, so that's one of the things, SF probably thinks a couple times. I actually saw him thinking that he's not going to get Astraled on the high ground, and FN did get the Astral as FNG, the tree toss.
Give him the punch, first blood. Boom ID on the map.
Those boars versus as a Phoenix, you're 0 armor hero, and not only 0 armor hero, it's FNG, so it's a 0 item Phoenix as well. So, a lot of damage that those boars really start to tickle on you.
That sucks. It's a rough one.
Yeah.
In mid lane, Makoto, pop the mango there. Could try and go for some raise plays maybe.
He's not getting like any last hits though. It's already level 5 on OD, so level 3 Astral versus level 4 Shadow Fiend. He still has that ward.
Yeah. Everything he could want, and then up top, speaking of no armor heroes, got little Tiny taking the punches, but didn't get clipped by that last Fire Spirit.
Bottom lane.
Getting the kill there. So they managed to take down Afterlife. Irvian picking up a kill.
Yeah, still the power of Nature's Prophet to secure lanes, right? Like Ember's, he's getting pressured a bit, but they are able to push it back because of those treants. He also bought his bottle before he died, so he's going to be able to TP bottom and heal up Immersion on that Nyx Assassin as well. As we do see these bounties coming out, and it looks like, I think Gambit, they secure 3.
Yeah, well done. We did see also there the glyph used as the SF raised the wave.
Oh,
that one always hurts.
FN is crushing this matchup. 23-13 to 12-6.
Yeah, it's pretty good to have him as a stand-in.
Yeah, he's doing quite well for this team right now. Going to be near level 6. As soon as he hits 6, if he gets an Astral, that's a kill.
Real eyes on to Hawk there. Not going to be able to make any type of real play on him. They just don't have that much damage up there, or anywhere, honestly.
Oh, he actually plays it. Okay, he doesn't go for the Sanity. I thought he might just for the kill, but nah, just wants Equilibrium. He might anyway be able to set up for it with that extra movement slow that comes out from it. And a rotation, as we see. Immersion. Yep, tiny top. Tick down.
Gets the kill. FNG gets a little bit of revenge.
Ooh, the scan. They haven't seen the Nyx bottom in a while, but the Astral does come out anyway. Immersion not really in position to get this done, though.
No. So Makoto's just going to continue to walk forward there, although they are still keeping the Nyx nearby.
And the train scan.
Yeah. Yeah, and he realizes it. I mean, yeah, they definitely weren't aware. So down bottom, this gives a little bit more free reign to the Ember, who, in spite of the early pressure that was going on to him, still been managing to get to 33-6.
Yeah. They still won this lane. Boom ID won this bottom one, but the other two were definitely won by Gambit.
And SF sort of retreating to that side jungle now for a moment. And he can't really do anything else. He's just trying to get his bottle. He's just got the 2 Wraith Bands right now. He has got completely destroyed.
Yeah, he really did. He had to spend a lot on just regen war, and it's just the fear too. Like I was saying, it's like that's the problem with the Astrals. It's just an easy setup for the Nyx Assassin to just come in. So yeah, Makoto feeling the pressure, and that's going to give FN a absolute free lane, as if it already wasn't.
Is he going to TP out?
The root!
He gets rooted!
Oh my god!
Oh, Dahak finds it. That feels so bad. And Fire Spirits connects. Another one goes out. Dead.
And now mid also.
Okay, Banishment. Makoto, he comes back in the lane for just a second and is going to be brought down afterwards. Man, this is tragic right here.
Yeah, and now they're chasing even the Nature's Prophet. Another easy kill that they can set up for. They have the Tiny porting in, but he'll probably die before he gets there.
I don't know what the thought is there, but Gambit is just rolling all over them. They don't care at all. FN is ready to walk back in if he wants to. You got to be careful here, buddy.
A lot of pressure on Fervy in this game. That is for sure, as he's having the best time. The Beastmaster's still doing okay, though. That is the one thing. It's not like he's a complete shutdown. He's 0-1, but he's level 5, near level 6. At least he'll have the that hard lockdown. That'll be great versus the Pango as well as that Troll Warlord.
And, you talk about the way that they're playing this. It does feel like maybe it's a lineup where you can try and group together, building into this Vlad's on the Beastmaster, a couple of those other items that allow you to, take team fights. But if you lose the lanes too hard, things start to get pretty bad. And, well, FNG on a killing spree right now. The most kills in the game.
Yeah.
The Phoenix, who's almost ahead of the Shadow Fiend. The Phoenix, oh god.
The Phoenix who died, First Blood.
First Blood.
Is pretty much tied with the SF, yeah. FN did such a good job in that lane matchup. It really helped, like these lane wards. Like sometimes if you don't have a lane ward, I believe you even maybe even dewarded the mid ward. He did have a sentry placed down. I actually didn't take a look really quick, but from earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was able to always just get those extra astrals up on the high ground and punished him a lot. Still only 8 minutes in, but yeah, the SF heavily slowed down. And you know, it's Boom. Like the panel mentioned, they were saying Boom ID is they're playing a Gambit draft.
Yeah.
That is literally what something Gambit would pick.
Well, and oftentimes when you saw these Gambit drafts, they would lose the lanes sometimes really, really hard, and then they would get it together around, like, you know, Helm of the Dominator and Greaves SF and all that stuff. But you need to make sure that you get to those items first. And usually it was around something like a Visage in the safe lane and not an Ember Spirit. It just doesn't do the same thing. Roar? Okay. They're using it all, and they will take down FNG.
Ooh, there's a kill streak.
Yeah.
So that should be the near Vlad's finished up, at least for the Beastmaster. So pretty decent time, pre 10 minutes. Not the best, but should be able to apply a decent amount of pressure now into this top lane.
Fervian. Oh, Fervian. Throws out the Remnant, and Afterlife still chasing. Fervian's like, all right, never mind, I'm not going to go to that Remnant. See you guys later.
He wants the bounty runes.
I'll chase. This is pretty bold. He's now used it.
He's got one more Remnant. He's going to make him chase him for quite a while as he has phase boot. Still has another Remnant too. As top, we do see that tower start to go down. They actually forced the egg as well.
Okay. That's 4 heroes up here. Won't have an egg for a little while now. Space created, trying to chase that Ember.
Oh,
they're going to toss forward. Oh, great timing. Do they have anything to slow him down, though, in time? And then, meanwhile, on the bottom side, they're able to get the disarm. They're able to dodge away from the Rolling Thunder. Fervian getting out of there. But he is eventually going to be caught. And do they have a secondary stun in a second? Well, Searing Chains, possibly. Good catch onto him as well, the Spike Carapace, and there's the Impale trying to burn through that Flame Guard. He gets out of there, Fervian.
They've got another jump forward.
But another chase to slow. He does going to turn back around, throws out the chains, connects onto one, and
he is actually alive. Is he? Oh wait, there's another one. He doesn't get it right.
Oh man.
They also didn't get the lucky shot silence. He got the lucky shot disarm twice there.
Yeah.
But during all that, I mean, we see Boom ID were able to take the top tower.
And they defend their bottom tower.
And they defend bottom, yep.
But for how much longer? Going to chase forward and find themselves a tiny. But it looks like the catapult should be going down soon.
Yeah, and heavy TPs coming out from Boom ID. Fervian wants to make sure to keep that tower alive a little bit. Going for the stat items.
Moving in, finds the Impale, connecting out as well. Can they get this kill? Needs to use the shield crash, but it's on cooldown and actually able to walk away from them. The Nature's Prophet's still living. As the minus armor onto the Penguin, that's going to be able to give them a kill by virtue of Fervian, and you needed him to come up big, and he's making it happen right now. Although Immersion chased down as well. Makoto moving into position. They toss forward a Treant. It's good Spike Carapace, though, to interrupt and turn it all around. The Sleight of Fist getting that bonus damage with the medallion on it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like, this is just the build now, right? It's people just going this 4 in Sleight of Fist because the bonus damage you get from it.
Yeah.
It also just matches the cooldown of your Searing Chains. It's like the double thing, right? You want like a couple points in your Flame Guard, and then once you can match your Sleight of Fist plus Searing Chain cooldown combo, it's nice. FN's been just farming for actually quite a long time now, actually, while all this was happening too. Just sitting in the jungle as an OD.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about like the way that this is going to work in the later stages of the game too, and like having the presence of the Dark Lords, their minus armor that way, and then you've got like a medallion, maybe build it into an AC later. All of a sudden, it's just a ton of physical damage coming out.
Yeah, it's like a group up thing that we've seen Gambit do, right? When they get the presence of Dark Lord hits buildings and stuff too, they have that timing with like mech and all that to go for the push. Immersion will not Astral to defend him. Yeah, egg on the high ground.
They're just going to back out of there, though. I think this is fine. They just blow him up. That medallion with Kezcute, it's really good with the bonus damage.
It does so much there. That one little hit there didn't look like it did. I guess just did straight 250 damage just from that one poke. Pretty wild.
He must have been under the presence of the Dark Lord, too, at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not even skilled. Never mind. He would have been if it was skilled up.
Yeah, but I mean, still enough just from medallion and the poke. That's crazy. It's pretty crazy. Still 2K gold lead though for Gambit as FN is continuing to keep that top spot for himself. Still no javelin on the Pangolier, so Afterlife been slowed down a little bit as he went back for arcane boots on top of his bottle.
So down bottom, looks like Nyx is gonna maybe try and set up on a Nature's Prophet again or something. As he is there in the Vendetta.
Yep. Troll's coming over to try to go for it. FN as well. They might try to open up here. Gets cute. Nature's Prophet. Looking dead.
Adios.
Try to wait as long as possible as well for the stun.
Yeah. So they bring him down. There was a lot of heroes committed down there, so I'd like to see them like try and take down the tower afterwards. Might be the route they go.
Yeah, I mean, if the Hawk shows up, especially, you want to try to put the pressure. It's a low tower as well, and they're still in a good spot of being stronger versus this Boom ID lineup as the Shadow Fiend is still in recovery mode. Doesn't have even the buckler just yet. Has the headdress at least, but
Radiant's bottom tower
we know that strength of the SF is when he has the mech, when they can group up with mech Vlad. It's all about just that getting that push window going. But the team fight, you know, there's so much team fight coming out from Gambit with the OD and the Phoenix and the Pango. Oh, that's a different ward. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
That is the craziest thing ever. Actually, it worked out.
Yeah, I've never seen that one before.
And it gets some pretty good vision. Yeah. And they roar him. He's like, what the hell's going on? How'd you find me? And they take him down.
Yeah, he's dead. That was really cool. I haven't seen that.
Boom ID coming up with the strats.
Now they know it's probably warded. He's pinging him out right away.
15 minutes. Looks like they're going to be able to sneak away a couple of bounty runes there by virtue of immersion.
Looks like 4 bounties for Gambit.
Oh,
so they lose a tower, they lose a Phoenix, but they're able to still get a decent amount out of the map from farming and getting those bounties.
So maintaining that 2,000 gold lead. But it is showing the power of Boom ID getting together, having that Vlad's, building towards the Guardian Greaves on the SF.
I've been watching Fervian while he's been farming and pushing out lanes. He's actually just not using the Flame Guard. It's really smart when you're playing versus the Nyx Assassin. He gets the shackle, the chains here on immersion. Are they going to commit forward here? They've got remnants. They've got another slight. Kind of teasing them a little bit here, baiting them forward.
Gotta be careful. Silence out there. They could go for a toss back or just a toss onto their allies and find themselves a kill with a sleight of fist. It's so much damage. Ben jumps forward, but now Afterlife is just going to get jumped on. The double Searing Shades is a banishment, but only for a moment. Now they pull him back in, trying to take it down. Egg is already popped. Need to get out of there. Fervian goes for the runaway. They throw out the sleight of fist, and that medallion, extra bonus damage. Can they jump in? They're going to re-go in again afterwards once he comes back from the fountain. But still, a 2 for 2.
He didn't want to commit forward. He actually threw the Remnant looking like he might actually jump in, but just played it a little bit safe there and ends up missing the kill. And now he jumps forward, gets the double shackle, double chance.
Immersion's there too. And as you said, not using that Flame Guard, trying to play around this Nyx Assassin.
He's done such a good job. He just never really uses it. They get the roar. Carapace though.
1 round, 2 rounds, not quite a kill. Ooh. The sleight of fist and the jump forward with the Remnant. Fervian went in. Now the rest of Gambit, though, is going to try and chase him.
He has enough mana for a Remnant.
Yeah, they need to get out of here in time, though. Sleight of fist trying to walk. Troll chasing. Can he escape? It looks like it's going to happen. The Requiem slows from the high ground. They do have the Pango on top of him now, and they need to try and keep alive this Ember Spirit. Sleight of fist up onto the creep camp, so that way he stayed away from that Pango for a little bit longer in Afterlife.
Oh my god, Fervian.
Fervian, God, holy crap. This is hero.
He's playing the fight super well. Like, even if he commits forward there, he's ended up able to live because the Astral buys him time. He actually got the bottle off as he got Astraled, so he had the mana, ends up building up stick charges, gets the Sleight of Fist, and another Remnant comes back up. Fantastic fight there. And that was right before the mech actually came out on the Shadow Fiend, I believe. Now they've got mech. Easy Roche secure with the Beastmaster.
And this is the thing that we were kind of talking about in the draft at the beginning, where it's like, you know, some of the really good players, they think about this counter of the Nyx, and it's just like, this is a hero that normally dumpsters Ember, but you need to be able to know how to play around it, and he's finding a way to make it work even without Flame Guard.
Yeah, he maxed the, you know, that's the new build, right? You're maxing the slide and everything, but he's just not even using the Flame Guard to farm, or even when he's fighting in the middle. He uses it very selectively to make sure he doesn't get chain stunned.
So 1,000 gold lead now for Boom ID. And Ember Spirit has that Javelin with the drums. Feels like it's been all about him.
And they're starting to acquire more. Like, Tiny's about that blink. Then they can set up even more kills. They can easily look for pickoffs whenever Gambit is trying to split up the map, as they are still trying to do, as we don't have the Hawk with the BKB just yet.
And the thing about it, too, that I'm sort of... Oh, immersion? Can't quite get him. It looks like they're going to set up, though, on the Pango up in the top side of the map. And trying to get him. Roar pulls him back in, finds the kill. The Pango... We were talking about it also being sort of the engine that makes this Gambit draft run, and he hasn't been able to have a game.
No, he's 0-5, actually. Just unable to really do anything. There's a lot of lockdown that's coming out. I mean, well, not a lot, but some lockdown that comes out from the Beastmaster, but it's really just Fervian. I mean, he's putting so much work in. 5-0-5 on this Ember. Or Dream of Cell, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And he's just going straight BKB after Maelstrom. He's feeling powerful. And if he has that, they don't really have a way to set up to kill him.
No.
This could be their timing here. With that, those Guardian Greaves on the Shadow Fiend. Gambit knows how this plays out. They know how this kind of game works with this draft.
Well, they're getting close to those talents as well. Immersion looking for a courier snipe. We'll find it. TP's out afterwards.
Ooh, bottom. The Hawk actually gets caught.
Uh-oh. That troll, he can't afford to go down right now, and the chains are there. They bring in everybody. They kill him off. He didn't take the presence effects buildings on the Shadow Fiend.
Huh? Oh, interesting. Gambit always takes it when they play the SF push strat.
That is definitely surprising.
Yeah.
Fervian, ready to go up on the high ground.
Double
Avalanche
stun.
toss onto 2, but it's a stun as well onto Tiny. Impale. Ooh, a little bit off the mark there. Not fully what they would have wanted. But they do still manage to escape afterwards.
Who might be just playing, you know, Grant was saying it too, right? They want to play very hyper-aggressive and fast paces. Uh-oh. Afterlife. Did he not get a single Javelin proc there?
That's insane.
I think he maybe didn't. It was very close.
Give him the tip afterwards.
Yeah. I mean, he's having a rough game, right?
Yeah.
Makes him feel worse about it, I guess. That's what they're trying to do is, I believe that's a full Solar Crest now finished on Nature's Prophet. So no boots, Solar Crest. And they're knocking on the front door, knocking on high ground. It's only a level 10 Phoenix, level 10 on the Nyx Assassin, and still no BKB.
And jumping forward, going to throw FNG back. Can they get this kill off before the Supernova comes out? He's going to be able to escape, at least for the moment, and now the Greaves popped, keeping everybody alive from Boom ID. Needs to back out afterwards, but this tower is starting to fall. It would probably be dead about now with that presence effects buildings, but they're still comfortable sticking around a little bit longer. And it is going to be a tier 3 down now. Early on, 21 minutes for Boom ID. They're doing it.
FN doesn't want to go back yet until he has BKB. He now can actually afford it.
Impale, back down to Ember. They're keeping him caught, but the Roar's just there, and Troll's dead.
Can't get ulti off.
He does have buyback. Immersion throws out another round of it. The Supernova in the middle of everybody, but FNG, he knows if he pops her right there, he's just dead. So they buy back on this Phoenix and jump forward, find the Seize Eclipse. It's not quite enough damage. Oh, the regen coming through. They do end up blowing through all the heroes, though. And now, as the Aegis is going to bring back the Shadow Fiend, it's going to be into a hellish nightmare. But it did cost Gambit 2 buybacks.
Yeah, I mean, FN did a crazy amount of damage in that fight just from his Sanity's Eclipse, but they forced the buybacks. But they lose a lot of momentum there, though. That is they didn't get the racks. Like, if they got the racks there, fine. But that is quite a momentum swing as FN. He still continues to hold that lead net worth and level 17 on this OD. His levels are how much more over the Ember Spirit, I think, is the highest, right? ISF's still 15, so he's still 2 over, or 3 over.
Right.
The rest of them now because of that. So they have to watch out. They can't make too many of those mistakes as they don't have BKBs to deal with this OD's damage that's going to be coming out.
It's coming up soon for the Ember Spirit, at least, as it looks like Afterlife will escape. But it does sort of beg the question around this next Roche fight, will they have those survivability items to face off against the OD?
Exactly. And you were saying it, right? Like, we talked about the presence affecting buildings. These Raxes got very low. If they actually had the presence, it could have been a chance that they killed both the Raxes after that tower. So a little painful having that 30 MS talent.
22 minutes, 3,000 gold lead. And Gambit with a little bit more life underneath them.
Yeah, they've swung the experience lead at least in their favor now, as I was mentioning for the OD, and even Dota Plus is giving them a little bit here after that big wipe that they got. As they acquired a good amount, right? They have the OD who is really strong, and now the Troll is actually able to get the item that he desperately needs inside the fights, that BKB, so he's not controlled so hard by the Ember and the Tiny, and even Afterlife too, right? He's getting close to the Greaves, so many things coming together for them, and pulling Tanger on immersion, so it's scary now. Those mistakes.
Definitely. Start adding up a little bit. And this is oftentimes, too, when you talk about teams that maybe are a little bit less experienced on the big lands. Boom ID, obviously, we're at Bucharest Minor, but haven't had that much other experience. You can sometimes spread out a little bit and get picked off by these Nyx Assassin drafts.
Yeah. The most important thing for Boom is just that Dream Assault lived, right? Fervian has survived 5-0-8 and still having a fantastic game. Once he's got the BKB, just pretty much no way for them to go unless he just doesn't have it available.
Afterlife has Swashbuckle again, though, and a good Impale will keep him alive.
Good double stun.
But MIT doing a good job of sticking together while Gambit try and farm out around this south side of that. Summon a tree up on the high ground. The fancy wards. All right, and he puts a real one down afterwards.
It's just to cut the trees. That's the important thing, because you don't get the vision otherwise. You actually can't place the ward up there unless you do.
Top shrine has fallen.
So 25 minutes, we're going to have another round of bounties up soon.
And we have like the GPM stuff, GPM talents and all kicking in. FNG was level 10 when he died at that initial fight, up to 13 now. So now he's actually got an ulti that he can reliably use, because their hitting of the egg is still pretty limited on the side of Boom ID, especially if the Troll Warlord's there. You throw some axes under it, and yeah, it's going to be really hard for them to actually kill it if FNG gets it off.
Who are they finding? Immersion. Scuttling through under the Vendetta. There's still 3 heroes nearby, and they knew that they were going to be over by the bounty runes. The jump forward, they pop the egg. They were able to get the Fire Spirits off first, though, a dodge away, but it's not quite enough. Can they kill off this egg in time? It's almost there, and he ends up popping! Last second, and they got him. Kamakoto in some trouble trying to run away. They've already lost the Tiny. Need to get out with the rest of these heroes, but the chase forward, a big jump comes in with that Wrath of Nature, but it looks like this is going to be a dead SF. Only one more hit was needed. That's all that they needed.
It was like, I think it was actually about, the projectile was about to hit it, I'm pretty sure, from the Nature's Prophet, if I'm not mistaken. That was the last hit that was going to pop it.
And that makes all the difference in the world now, is 3 are dead from Boom ID, and FBZ also going to get chased down here.
And that's SF just spent his gold too. He bought the full BKB before all that happened, and they just got completely wiped because of the positioning of Gambit, just kind of preparing. They were ready for that. Like FN was backing up. They were trying to cut him off and get the bounties, but Gambit, they seem to know that they read that completely.
I mean, it's so many different things, right? It's like Phoenix also just barely able to get that ulti off too. It's, you know, maybe if that gets chain controlled, it doesn't happen, but
I gotta see that again. If it was the last, the nature.
Yeah,
I think it was the last one.
Was.
I think it was the one that was literally like about to hit the egg. It was like a centimeter away from it or something.
Ugh.
Kind of want to re-see it. I'm gonna re-see it. I got my own replay function.
Go for it. Easy peasy. Oh, they've got the Sane's Eclipse multiplier now, and also Kaya up as well.
Oh, it looked like the SF actually canceled an attack or stopped hitting it, and that's what caused it to actually pop. But he was getting chased, but yeah. Painful.
Necrobook's coming out next for this Nature's Prophet and that deep ward that was placed down in the opposing jungle. They have mass Necrobooks. That's the strat. Oh, here it is, the replay coming in right away.
Cool. Let's see, I turned so see, he stops to Requiem instead of hitting the egg there. And yeah, it was the mid-air Nature's Prophet hit that was coming in that was going to stop it. Nice. I actually didn't know we had that. Cool, thank you.
Production always got our back, man. What a bunch of ballers. So we got 1 billion summons now. It hurt right there, that fight, but it's not something that's insurmountable. And also, Roche was not up when it happened, so... Oh, you can't move anymore when you're rooted. Another round of this. They're going in for the egg, but the interrupt's coming out as well. They get this, feel the stun. It comes out again. They take him down. Well, FNG's just baited them beautifully, and now they take down the Tiny to boot.
We talked about the egg, how important it's going to be. They don't have the best egg hitters, and just a disable or axes comes in, and oh god. Now the rush is up. Now they can make their way into that one. FN still has BKB available. Also level 20 for that extra sanities damage. Uh-oh.
You didn't need to jump in there.
No.
You didn't need to jump in there.
They really wanted to try to make something happen.
So Roche goes down. The last one didn't matter as much. This one is huge. And I don't know how you really come and contest this. I guess it's going to need to be just like an all-out split push ward now. They do have full vision in the area here. And I'll just try to go for the last hit, but Dire picks it up.
So Cheese now for the troll too. Oh man, so much harder because these BKBs too. It's like you have to pick now.
Yeah.
Who do you want to roar? Do you roar to the RD? Do you roar to the Pango? Do you roar the troll?
And in the midst of all of it, it's just a supernova that you cannot deal with.
No, and he's getting more and more levels, right? That's the level 2 ulti is already pretty tough for them to kill. That level 3 ulti, that 11 hits is, yeah.
I mean, that's the thing that's so nuts about it too, is that last fight, like you jump up there with the Tiny and the Ember. I mean, I think the Tiny was already up there, but Ember could have remnanted it out potentially.
I think he got hit by Carapace immediately.
Yeah.
Immersion blinked into it.
Atos done for FNG.
They picked up so many items now. It's this Golden crew that they've gotten. Blink Force Staff on a Nyx Assassin. Both of their supports have GPM talents. So as this starts to happen, those 90 GPMs at 10 really start to kick in. Because if you look at the supports on the side of Boom ID, they don't have GPM talents. So winning fights plus some GPM further increase their lead. And with Aegis Cheese too, now Boom ID is like, oh my god, how do we make an aggressive play onto this? Because we can just get turned on so heavily.
And we talked about it being that draft that wants to keep this momentum going with Boom ID, take down tower after tower, and then go high ground. Yeah. And it does feel like they have not really been able to make a solid concerted move together. The last couple of fights have all been very chaotic.
Bounty Rune fight again. Scan did come out. Boom ID were able to catch. Gambit
Rooted. He's taking a lot of damage. Avalanche Toss almost finds the kill, and we'll bring him down. So that's Aegis already used. Not bad. Atos keeping a hold of Ember, but looks like they are going to still try and chase for more. Another route there onto OD. A toss away comes out. They roar him. They try and find the kill, but the Supernova down. No, it is down on the low ground. They're just going to walk away from it this time, learning from their previous mistakes. And Gambit just kind of throw away the life of the OD.
Yeah, FN just dies twice. Doesn't even pop the BKB either.
Very bizarre.
Some miscommunication seeming to come out there from Gambit, and Boom ID just doing a great job of like the poke and prod, right?
Yeah.
So the great thing about always having this Ember Spirit is just poke, 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 and you kind of make the OD reluctant to want to pop his BKB.
Yeah. Again, it's what do you get off of that kill?
Not a whole lot, yeah, because of the positioning of the map, right? They don't really have any lanes pushing out, so they can't turn it into anything.
This Nature's Prophet build is so weird. He's just got like the Solar Crest and the Heaven's Halberd, and that's it, with like a Necro Book recipe.
It's not his Necro Book recipe either. It's the Beastmaster's Necro Book recipe.
Oh, that's what our Observer was pointing out to us. The Observer's on it. We weren't.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
I was looking, and I'm like, he has a book 3.
My bad, Webus.
And then I'm looking, and I'm like, wait, but Nature's Prophet has his book. I was really confused as well. But he's got the Halberd. Halberd, very good item versus OD. And the Solar Crest as well. I mean, it's a good build. It just looks funny.
Ah, it was dropped, and then he picked it up, but then bought a second one. Interesting.
Okay.
It happens.
Hard to keep track of every single one. Every single little item that's going on.
So FN, Immersion, smoking a pop. They jump forward, find the roar. The interrupt, it's not going to be enough. They just lose the OD again. Strength of Beastmaster, still a good hero. And Immersion going to be slowed down, caught now in the Sprout. No Quelling Blade, his Blink Dagger is being broken, and Gambit kind of just falling apart now. OD doesn't have buyback.
Okay, well, they're not trying to, they're not taking fights around the Phoenix. The Phoenix is their power hero, and yeah, FN just dies back to back.
Okay. Walk in, root again, Avalanche Toss. I'm not sure what they just lost. What the hell's happening?
They're just giving up kills everywhere. The blink on the Tiny's just catching them completely off guard. It's like they're not expecting it when it's been there for quite a while. They're stepping up too far.
This is at least 2 racks here, right? Like 40 seconds still on the OD?
Yeah, this is, the game just completely turned around out of nowhere. What the hell just happened?
Well, 20 to 19, but they're taking 2 sets of racks off of just a couple quick kills.
And it was a great smoke that they get to catch the OD in the mid lane, but then like the Pango dying there is just it's very strange. They're just not expecting the quick jumps coming out from Boom ID. And Boom ID capitalizes heavily on. I mean, it looks like Gambit was sleeping a little bit on Boom ID.
Yeah. Well, and the thing too is like this is such a big change up. It's not just the kills and the gold lead, but now having 2 melee racks down.
Yeah.
The entire position of the game from this point forward is going to be incredibly hard for Gambit to play.
Hey, they just got a full Hex on the Shadow Fiend now too, so even more control coming into play.
Yeah.
Everyone just picked up a full another item on the side of, more than a full item even, on the side of Boom ID. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the graph, it's just look at the win probability. The Dota +1 is it's like a straight line up.
Yeah.
And look at all those little green lines too. And Boom ID just made all the right moves, and Gambit really crumbled. 1-by-1 deaths.
I think that OD died like 3 times in the past, I don't know, 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, including the Aegis death.
The Aegis death, yeah.
He was 5-0 right before that.
Well, 34 minutes in.
That changed. That escalated quickly. They still have really good fighting power on Gambit. If they actually take the fights, it's not 1-by-1. They have a almost level 18 on the Phoenix. He's very, very close to it. But even then, they still are quite powerful if they're all together and they get their BKBs off.
Yeah. I mean, it is sort of what we were talking about. Like, if you just take those fights and you just run pick-off-oriented Dota for a little while from Boom ID, don't have to worry about the Phoenix Egg. Game becomes very easy from that point. But Roche still a couple of minutes from being able to respawn.
And they're just going straight for that top for now. Just keep pressure on the lane. Their other lanes are automatically going to push in. And, I mean, the Nature's Prophet's just jungling. He's just jungling wherever he wants to because look at his items. He's also approaching a Hex.
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird because oftentimes when you're looking at this, you end up feeling like, okay, this game is going to, you know, revolve around the Roche fights, and that's where it's going to happen. But all the action that just changed the entire dynamic of the game happened outside of that as they jump in. Immersion misses the stun, but they still find the Tiny, who E-blades, and now they've got him caught here in the Banishment. Thinking about still taking this fight in spite of that, and it's getting them brought down, but now the Roar comes out onto the OD. They've got him caught, the Supernova down. Who do they decide to take down? Kind of switching their targets a little bit. He ends up popping the cheese, and now they need to get out. So they don't get hit by that stun, and it looks like Boom ID able to escape.
NSF will TP out too. Yeah, it's still the big team fight prowess that there is available for Gambit. They also had a ward there as Boom ID they were trying to kill the ward, and now they actually lost their gem. So I think was that Immersion's gem in the first place? I guess it was. So Immersion reclaims his gem.
Okay. He's got it back.
That looks scary though. Like Ferbian had to be very careful about the egg popping in particular to make sure he doesn't get burst down. And also, Immersion got the Spike Carapace on him initially when they were trying to get the OD, and OD actually got BKB off this time before the Roar came out. So I think a Linken's would probably be the next choice onto some of the cores of Gambit. Yeah, he Qs it up. I think it's just too important because if he BKBs, then they don't have anything that they can actually stop. They can pierce that Linken's when he is BKB. They can't actually get the Roar on him.
The Troll Diffusal is kind of interesting.
Yeah. If he can stick on top of the Ember, he just gets rid of all that mana.
Also, the active on it as well to slow down the Remnants from getting away.
Yeah. It's a good item anyway. It's different kind of approach. We've seen a lot of SNY Satanic kind of builds. He's still going to go for it, but he's just getting the Fusel in between to be able to get the chase down.
It's also the Linken Sphere done for the Ember Spirit now, and all of those little treants get taken down. This Nature's Prophet has just been like playing the weirdest game of Dota ever. He just like sort of pops in, uses a couple of little abilities, items, actives, and then gets out of there afterwards.
He's 4, 5, and 11 on
right?
a 5 position. Look at his net worth.
It's crazy.
He's not even. He's like the 4. He really is the 4 position in comparison to the Tiny.
All Tiny needs is a blink. Man's good to go.
Yeah, he's putting good pressure on the lanes. Like the Nature's Prophet constantly. He's spamming ulti and just throwing treants into the base. So you see bottom lane is heavily forced in. Gambit.
Radiant are scanning.
Alrighty. The Purge rooting the creep with the Diffusal. But they need to be careful.
Treants are hitting the range barracks in the mid lane.
No Pango in this fight. They might think about taking this one. Boom ID. Immersion's ready to blink in, though, and get an interrupt. The fight happens to go that way.
They don't want to lose their ward. They're slowly killing the Necrobook, and they will get it now.
Yeah. So Pango keeps the pressure off of their buildings, at least somewhat. And Boom ID still not comfortable taking a full-on fight yet.
Afterlife's much stronger now, too. He got the level 20 talent, so that 20 strength bonus on top of having a Crimson Guard, too, now for his team. Much more reliably to be able to get off his ulti in the fights.
Chains. Lots of damage out. BKB popped from that Beastmaster. Hex on the Hawk. I'll slow it down. Roche is still up, so that's why everybody's sticking around this area.
That's why you see the Nature's Prophet just sticking bottom. He's like, this is my home. I'm forcing bottom in. Just keep forcing it. Keep forcing reactions, so maybe we can get a type of play coming in. Because they do kill the Roche extremely fast. That Solar Crest coming in and with the Beastmaster. However, it is a level 3 Roche, so it's pretty tanky.
Troll getting closer and closer to Satanic.
Dreamercell. He's being spotted by the ward here. They want to take it out. He's going to get... Oh, wait, the stun's on the hard.
Oh, that's not what you want to have happen. And Spike Carapace not doing anything either. They root him. He's still alive for the moment, though. The toss back and away.
Man, Immersion just off the mark with that stun there. And that's one of those, like, Impale, as Nyx is one of the few Impales that you can't block with Lincoln, so yeah.
I think he clicked on the low ground accidentally. That must have been what it was.
He was just slightly off.
Yeah.
Maybe could have been a kill there. Maybe. But either way, both teams still just parked around that Roche, as you were mentioning. Nature's Prophet's actually TPing into the back here. He's smoked up.
They're smoked up as well. Where did they go? Jump forward, find the Hex, find the Roar. Can they get the kill as well afterwards? They're going to pop the Supernova, but already they've lost their OD. No buyback for him, and it does look like this egg is going to eventually expire, and the turnaround trying to find the chase, but it's only the Hawk really doing damage in this one, and it's not looking like it's quite going to be enough. They end up getting the Sprout to keep him alive, but only for a moment as Afterlife Bones in the ulti now as well. They're trying to wrap around for this one. Can they kill him off in time? They take down and going to buy back on this Nature's Prophet, though. The Hex, the toss away, Afterlife finds that finish. Gem on the ground, and, well, maybe Dahak is going to do enough here. So they try and turn onto him. Should have another round of a Hex in a second, but the Gem's still on the ground. And Troll Warlord able to live as he has that Satanic done.
Immersion's back up now. He should be able to connect the stun onto the Nature's Prophet, who bought back to come back into the fight, as did FBZ on the Radiant side. OD actually spent his gold while getting picked off there, but yeah, the amount of work that you're able to do with Afterlife as well as the Hawk. Look at the damage from these three: the Phoenix, the Pangolier, and as well as the Troll Warlord.
Yeah.
Just so many spam plays, and it's really hard to focus the Pango because he just kept having the shield crash. He had like 50-something% reduction in the fight constantly.
So difficult to deal with.
Yeah, and Dahak, like you said, he has the SNY, he has the Satanic, and even this Diffusal added up. Fervian got hit a couple times by it, and he was out of mana in the fight, so he actually couldn't just keep spamming his spells off.
And there isn't really like a great way to deal with that necessarily. Like the Arcane boost that they have, it's part of the Greaves.
Yeah.
Could be tough.
He still has good mana regen, at least like with that Lincolns and all, but
right.
That's a fight where they didn't have FN. They killed FN at the absolute start of the fight with him getting nothing off. Imagine he has the Lincolns there. Could be a difference, and he's getting very close to it.
And we talk about just like a broken record at this point. The egg, there's just no answer for it.
Yeah, and now he's 20, so when that egg does pop, it's a 4.25 second stun through BKB on everybody. So
BKB is getting lower and lower.
It's still surprisingly close. I mean, this game is incredibly back and forth after that whole scenario that happened with Gambit earlier on.
And if you are strong enough in your team fight with Gambit that you can actually sort of be able to start a fight or at least stop a fight from happening while your Pango is pushing out the bottom lane, I mean, it kind of doesn't matter as much that you're down 2 sets of racks.
Yeah. He's just getting an extra farm, if anything. Right?
Yeah, right.
He's almost level 25 on Afterlife.
Jeez.
He's got a Blink Dagger now, too, so, I mean, he's always going to be getting these great Rolling Thunders off unless they choose to focus him with the Roar now, which I mean, maybe they'll change priorities when they see the Lincolns.
See, that was the problem. They tipped him and they made him angry, and now Afterlife's coming to play. He's all pissed off.
He got so much space to farm in the fights. Like, that's what'll happen sometimes when, like, it's like, oh my god, this OD is so massive, you focus so much on him, and it's like, oh god, the Pango's now catching back up.
Yeah, they used the Hex and the Roar on the OD and
yeah,
kind of stacked it on top of him. All right, Hawk is there, but they are still smoked. This is not going to be in vision, but they will see the Hawk and now take down the Hawk.
You're what? Dahak or Dahak? Oh God, Dahak or Dahak?
They take down Dahak with Dahak.
Oh, Jesus.
It's beautiful. What's going to be his next item? Just straight up Hex. He's weird. They just profit,
he's still going for it. He's been queued up for quite a long time now.
Just get like an Ironwood branch or something, right? The empty inventory just doesn't look good.
Nah, I like it. There's some wards and then some. It looks super funny. Without boots is what really makes it look so funny.
Exactly. Pick him up. Now he just wants to spend all of his gold on the Hex.
The Hex? The
Hex for the Hawk to kill the Hawk.
Jesus.
It's falling off the rails, man.
Yeah, terrible puns here.
22 to 23, 2,000 gold, and the constant battle of down bottom there.
Immersion walks through the books, so he is spotted here. Level 20 on the next two, so extra carapace damage.
Where did the gems end up also? Because there were two of them on the ground, it looked like.
Immersion has one and the Tiny has the other. They got theirs back. I think they actually traded gems from each other. Or actually, both were immersions, actually, I believe. I think he did buy a secondary one on the Nyx Assassin. Yeah.
Everybody's still just sort of hanging out around the Roche pit, but nobody feels comfortable going in first. Need to get a pick off. And you would think that this would be sort of into the advantage of Boom ID because they've got the better vision, they've got the better lane security.
Yeah, I think if you're Gambit, you just, right now, you're trying to stall till 25. So you're 24 on OD, you're 24 on Troll Warlord, you're 24 on Pangolier. So these level 25s can make a huge difference. In particular, I mean, the Troll Warlord one. The Battle Trench Strong Dispel, if he does get controlled, if he does get roared or anything, he can just pop his ulti, remove it from himself, and go for chasing. Could make a really big difference in this fight with these 3 level 25s.
Shadowfiend almost has an E-Blade.
He's also approaching.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, also, I mean, they're all almost, the cores are almost all 25 in this game now.
Yeah.
But Fervian, Dream Assault, only 23. As we do have bounties. I don't know if we're going to have a fight here on top of it, though.
Shadowblade on the Beastmaster, but with all of the gems online and Necro books, I guess nobody on Gambit has Necro books, but it's going to be difficult to try and take those down.
It's just to catch when people are not near that gem, right? Like if the Pango is addressing bottom lane too much with the Shadowblade, maybe he could set up with the rotation from the Nature's Prophet.
Is he actually just going to be able to get this for free? I mean, Gambit are moving in to try and take a look at it, and they realize, yeah, we need to get out of here.
They also saw the book, so they just know that the book was also popped.
They tossed
tosses it away.
Yeah, now they take down the that ward that was placed as well.
And there's the level 25 for the Troll.
All right, Danger Town, get out of here. Prophet is not very swift without his booties.
And there's 25 for Afterlife as well. So even more swashbuckles, even more lucky shots. Just missing the one from FN now. And they are feeling more confident as they step forward since they got their lanes pushed out a bit here.
E-Blade done also, though, for that Shadow Fiend.
Boom might look to go for this fight. And they've got the Hex finished on the Nature's Prophet now, too.
This is really dangerous.
They have no buyback if they die here. I think only the Tiny and the Ember Spirit have buyback still on the side.
All bought out, all in a dangerous spot, but they're taking down Roche. They get some vision, raises to throw out right at the get-go. FN could think about jumping forward here if he wants to. E-Blade out as well. Ben holding on to that ulti, but Roche is starting to fall, and they have an avalanche toss if they want to use it, but BKB can come out afterwards. They just dropped the supernova. It's really hard. Fervian, though, he jumps in the middle of all of it. He's able to steal it.
He got shard as well.
Beautiful play coming in from him as well. He's going to be fully controlled and won't have BKB when he comes back on. They already take down the SF. SF doesn't have buyback. Oh, like you were saying, it's looking really, really tragic. And now the roll back and forward. You steal the Aegis, but you might have just lost the game as Immersion chases forward, finds the Impale onto this Tiny. And it has gone terribly awry for Boom.
Ember and Tiny do have buyback, but yeah, like you said, SF does not have buyback, and they got what? They got the cheese. I saw Dream Assault got Refresher Shard, but just gets completely controlled up. Just gets stunned for such a long duration from that Nyx Assassin. And that egg, that was great by FNG. Just he's like, they're going to try to commit here. You know what? Whatever. I'm just throwing the egg in the pit. I'm going to hit heroes with this.
And I think that they will have seen that E-Blade done as well, so they might have an inkling that they don't have buyback. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but pushing down the mid lane already.
They recover their second gem as well.
Radiant are
Trying to
scanning.
put the pressure on.
The thing is, the lanes got pushed out quickly by FBZ. to not really try to let Gambit reach their base. So trying to buy as much time as possible. You see the book as well as the boar cutting the creep wave in mid. So this range creep in mid is the last one. The range creep that they've got in the tower, they've got to keep it alive on Gambit.
Doc trying to make it happen here. They do have that buyback on the Ember as well as the Tiny, but taking this tier 3 tower now.
That one, the hero range creep.
He's doing it for him.
He's got to heal it. He's sunraying it.
Heal it back up. The tier 3 tower is going to fall. They kill off the range creep, but they don't have Glyph to try and stop this pressure. Wrath of Nature coming out.
Bottom lane's also starting to push in, so the backdoor protection won't be enabled, and they will be able to clean that up.
Man.
Save their buybacks, but they'd end up losing something. He ends up getting the refresher.
Really good play by Boom to make sure those lanes were shoved out to the fullest extent possible first.
They gave the Beastmaster the refresher shard.
Look at this net worth swing back the other direction and heavily favoring Gambit now.
Those level 25s, right? That's what we're talking about. Could make the difference.
Yeah. Arcane Orb, extra duration of steel.
Yeah.
Still a little ways away from the Phoenix.
But they're just so much stronger because they were the fights that with them not having a gold advantage, they were still able to take them. Fervian had 6,000 gold banked before that fight. He still has 6,000 gold banked on the Ember Spirit. Rapier time. Let's see it. Doesn't sound great.
No, it doesn't at all, does it?
No.
So we did also see the Hawk cooldown for the Beastmaster.
Yeah, it's super strong. You can have two, like, you can almost get the third Hawk out, but having 2 Hawks, extra vision to be able to try to protect yourself. But Gambit's just running in. Oh, he's got a 4 staff.
Yeah, he's fine.
They spot the Hawk.
Top tower is under attack.
The Hawk. There we go. Jeez, I have to keep making sure I say it.
I've
right.
ruined that word for
really
you now.
Did. It's like the hack, the hex, the Hawk, the heck.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Butterfly if they wanted it. Sleight of Fist, not quite on the mark.
Immersion just being a ward right now.
Yeah. Buyback status, Shadow Fiend and the Tiny are the only ones that are missing it at this point in time.
Radiant's top tower.
And it looks like they jump forward and find themselves the Troll Warlord. Quick
Battle
jump
Trance,
forward, but he gets it off, able to turn it around.
He's got the Dispel. Doesn't matter if he gets forward. He can just remove it.
Well, that happens.
And that was, he popped the refresher shard too.
I mean, do they need the Hex at that point too? Did the Hex not go on him?
I think they just overlooked the Battle Trance dispelling the roar. The strong dispel.
Yeah, that must have been it.
This could be a big timing here for Fervian. If he gets level 25, picks up his Mystic Staff, and then he has an Arcane Rune. So Octarine plus Arcane Rune on an Ember Spirit. So he buys the Tome, hits level 25.
The Remnant Restore Charge time.
Yep. With an Arcane Rune.
He already has the Lincoln Sphere, which helps to deal with the OD. And I guess that's the other thing, is having that back up that much more often is also going to be pretty helpful. The Octarine and Arcane Rune. But they're keeping the lanes pushed out. Meanwhile, Gambit taking over the entire bottom side of the map.
It's still super hard for Boom ID to fight into this Gambit lineup when they've got when they've got everybody together. It's just far too much team fight between a Pango, between a Phoenix Egg. There's just too many things that you have to address inside of the fight, and you don't have the same kind of control in your draft. You have these single target controls, while Gambit has these AoE controls.
Right. Well, and even when they do have some amount of single target control in a way with Immersion, like trying to catch the Ember out, he's still done a pretty good job, it feels like, of dodging away from those just like meaningless deaths along a lane.
Yeah.
Which has been pretty impressive.
Boom. They're setting up to go for maybe try to just get a Mega Creeps.
And that's a trade that they take every day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
So Gambit are going to back out now.
Immersion. He wants to try to catch somebody here. Vendetta.
Who can he get?
Uh-oh, Tiny.
Poor old Tiny.
Oh, he's by the
trees!
that tree.
That tree. That was pretty.
Immediately to push out the side lanes. They go mid, go bottom. Don't let Gambit bring the fight to you.
Fervian trying to get in towards more. He does have that Arcane Rune used now. Has the Haste Rune in bottle.
He can pick up the Octarine too. Maybe sell his drum if he wants to. Actually doesn't decide to do so just yet. I believe we have all the buybacks available now, right? Just Nature's Prophet 20 away, Tiny 90 away.
Yep.
There's also a blink now on Nature's Prophet too, so he's got the blink hex.
Top shrine
Blink hex,
has fallen.
blinks halberd.
God, he's got so much.
Yeah. Again, TP's top. We've seen him do this like 3 times now, I believe, putting that ward up there.
Dyer's
As the
middle
mid,
barracks
they
are
try to
under
go for the
attack.
split push again. Should be able to clean up the range racks through that backdoor protection, but
Not quite.
they started TPing. He got scared.
Yeah. I mean, it's not worth it to die there for the range racks at all.
No, gives you nothing. Full Abyssal now also for Afterlife, so on top of 4,000 gold, so he still has his buyback available. I believe we saw SF pick something else up. Also Shadowblade.
Okay.
They're just trying to play around the fact that it's only, I guess, the mix with the gem, but
It does seem a little bit strange. I mean, late game Shadowblades can be really amazing, but
it's just like if you're trying to pick off the people who are addressing the side lane. So I think that's what Boom's going to try to play around. They're like, team fights are looking pretty impossible. We actually have to play around the pick-off split game now.
yeah.
We might be able to here, too, because they keep splitting up Gambit.
That is a big courier to get, and they take the gem. See you later.
His TP's on cooldown. Oh,
Getting out.
he's okay. Mid lane.
And they also take down another one over here. That's Phoenix dead. Can they find any more, though? FN under control has to go for the self-astral, but the BKB out from the SF, trying to find the kill there. The E-Blade to keep him alive, but there's going to be the battle trance to spells. Chase forward for more. Fervian still living. The disarm, not the silence, and he's living through it because of it. How can they find any more after the fact? A long duration Astral. Makoto being controlled completely out of mana now, and FN has found his target, takes down that Nature's Prophet, who's going to buy back into this fight and try and go in for another round. Just Prophet TP's in. But Alcon gets quite there. Fervian finding his man. Oh, great Astral coming out from FN, and Fervian now in trouble. He's rooted, he's caught, he's going to be dead. Double kill comes out. The 2 cores have buyback, but they've lost everybody else again, and this is going to be Tiny going down for a second time in this fight.
And a long duration team fight means 84 intelligence bonus for
God.
our OD, who's sitting now at around 300 in with 8,000 gold.
Can they kill off this Pango?
He's got the Abyssal.
Jumps forward, wants to find it. Afterlife, chasing. An immersion.
He actually bought back and didn't have any reveal when he's able to join in there, but immediately they run down bottom. That one team fight.
Is under attack.
Taking down already the racks, the remnants. Getting ready to move in.
Jumps in, jumps out. 84 intelligence OD.
This is so scary.
He doesn't have sanities, but still he's going to be hitting
Radiant's bottom
like a monster.
This is incredibly hard to take this fight now. God, the status resistance with the troll, too.
And just the heals that comes out. Just like, yeah, he's still holding Satanic, but FNG just sits behind him, waiting with the Sunray.
The Hex is there. It's really hard to deal with, but the Roar comes out now onto the OD. The fourth step pushing him forward as well. Can they take him down in time? The Hex, they kick him down. 100 seconds, but he buys back immediately. The Impale comes out from Immersion, catches both of them. They're fully encapsulated. The Root, Fervian able to walk away. Great Sprout play coming in, and then going to be able to find the Blink away. Disarm to Hawk down to about a third HP, but now they have the Hex as well, and this is on the Shadow Fiend. Can they bring him down? The Hex, the catch, the kill, it's another one. And there is no buyback on the Shadow Fiend. 2 minutes on the sideline, and it looks like Gambit just trying to clean this one up, as they do not have a way to take the fight anymore on Boom ID.
Having that 8,000 gold on OD, right? Just instant buyback, gets the Butcher Travels, comes back into the fight. They've got the control. Beastmaster trying to do his best down bottom to get this split push going. But we do see the SF dead for 100, like you said. They're moving their way toward top. Pango's actually TPing a base. He has Boots of Travel, so he can join the fight back with his team. He uses TP scroll to go back.
Yeah, and this is just Beastmaster trying to get split push on, but he doesn't have enough damage to deal with it. He can't press hard enough, and Fervian doing what he can, but this is going to be mega creeps in favor of Gambit. Root onto 2. Shadow Fiend still 80 seconds away. They're going to go for another Remnant forward. BKB pop by Fervian, and Gambit just walk away from him.
They got Megas now. Now they have the momentum swinging forward quite heavily in the lanes, and they've accrued a tremendous lead. Map control, yeah, map control and TP going their way, and yeah, double runes, these double power runes, and we should have Roche respawning in now.
Well,
oh, it's get again? Another courier snipe with a pretty much full abyssal on it. That base ward.
that troll is so angry. It's the maddest troll in the world. He says, I just want my abyssal. Well, I can't finish him off. But it's these things that, in the end, don't really feel like it's going to change the complexion of the game. You know? Right now, Gambit, 29,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, there's still something. I mean, there's in a fantastic spot, obviously.
Yeah.
Mega Creep's pushing in. They've been able to take the last few fights. SF's still dead for about 14 seconds, which might be enough time. It should be enough time for them to take out that Roche and get that refresher shard. Are we going to see an attempt at a steal? It doesn't really seem to be so.
No, not really.
Now Aegis Cheese refresher shard. But the jump forward, actually, Fergie goes.
Makes it happen, jumps in, steals the Aegis and the kill! He got the kill on the Roche as well.
What? This guy's a madman.
Oh, Fervian. And they're pushing in bottom, but Immersion is here, and the break, good reaction. TP's away from there. No, realizes that there's going to be a bash, and all right, he's dead.
Who got the refresher shard? Was it the OD? Yeah, it was the OD.
Okay.
But she's again, Fervian.
Okay.
Buys his team a little bit of time, but they lost their Beastmaster. 100 seconds, and Gambit, they're going to look to just end it. They're going to look to run down this one with their whole team when they've got that last lane pushing in. They're even sending illusions down bottom to push it more.
You ready for the double ulti?
I am. 180, 189 int.
He's also got a Moon Shard.
Who's got the highest int on the side of Boom ID? I guess it's the Nature's Prophet. So everyone's going to be taking, a lot of damage here. How much is, let's see. It's over 900 damage on each person, I'm pretty sure.
Not to mention just no mana. You don't have mana anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Do they find the Hex? They thinking about going for it. They find the bash. Oh, his BKB's going to run out in a second. Then they've got the Hex afterwards. Fervian needs to do a lot in the duration, and it just was not looking like it's going to happen.
And Dahak's just hitting buildings while his team sits back guarding FN. Boom ID, they have to make something happen.
Walking forward, wanting to do anything at all, but 56 seconds without a Beastmaster, tossing back that Pangolier. They have the Hex out on top of them.
Throne.
But this is your throne falling, and Boom ID, it's a valiant effort, but you still don't have a way to hit this egg as they chase into the base, getting ready with the Sanity's Eclipse. 1, 2, let it fly, and the Ancient dies.
That got a little spicy for a bit when FN got those like 2 or 3 back-to-back deaths, but overall Gambit, they were able to secure this one with the farm that they got, because FN dies a couple times, but then that means the Afterlife Pangolier gets huge and the Phoenix really comes into play, right? Those eggs just not having the ways to really kill it too guaranteed on Boom ID, and that one fight around that around the Bounty Rune area really costed them quite heavily.
Well, Gambit will be feeling good, and they have a date with Vici later on. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're going to have a battle tomorrow with Boom ID facing off against Dem Boys.
That should be pretty good. I actually feel like they're pretty... I'd say Boom ID's quite a bit better, but should be a pretty exciting match with the way that I saw both these teams playing, because they definitely have room for improvement, but I was pretty impressed with the way that they took the fights, and I mean, they brought it to Gambit in this game.
Yeah. I think that it felt like they were competitive, certainly, which I don't think a lot of people would have given them credit for. Gambit, very, very solid team. And, well, as we said, they're going to be moving on. They have a date with Vici next, so we'll be having a little bit of a break, take the time to go on their phones and tweet out some fun things, I'm sure. That's what everybody does after they finish the games. It's like a mad rush to the phones.
Yeah. And to food.
And the food, of course, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have an interview now, which we're going to be hopping over into. So let's take a look at what Gambit have to say. Man themselves.
So I'm here with FN from Gambit. First of all, congratulations on this victory. Last time you've played here in Arena, it was in December for WSG, right? Feels good to be back?
Probably yes. I was happy to play with old friends, if I can say like that. So I'm kind of honored and ready to show my best.
Give me a quick review of this game, because it was very intense.
Just second game on the first, or first? The first game was easy because I was confident from the start. Our pick was better, and we were just how to say? We were just play default and nothing else. That's it. And second game starts. Okay, let me say.
You need some time to remember, right?
Yes.
But you've rocked the second map. You had like 18 kills, if I'm not mistaken, only 2 deaths.
Second game I did bad because I died without buyback, and they killed 2 sides. And game becomes too very hard because they have Beastmaster, and they push every time on us the lanes. And the point was to try to find a fight and they don't want to fight. They won't fight us. So the problem was to outpush the lanes and fight the fights anywhere. So they did mistake. We found a fight and killed the Roche. Troll was unkillable because of me, because of Phoenix, and Senjin Yasha and plus Satanic. That's it.
So you have to play another best of 3 today against Vici Gaming. What do you think about this team and this matchup?
I respect 2 players from the Vici Gaming a lot. That's Ori and Paparazzi. So I just not gonna pretend. Team is pretty confident and strong. So we'll see how it's going.
Okay, good luck with that, and back to the panel.